Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniel Connors, and this is my first video about my presidential campaign for 2024. I'm sorry about the late start today. I had some minor technical difficulties, which I've overcome, and here we are. All right, so if you saw my teaser yesterday and you're tuning into today's live stream, I'm starting my presidential campaign, and so today we're going to start discussing what my campaign is all about. So, first of all, I love our country. I love the United States, and it does work relatively well when you consider all problems. But I feel that big, systemic, drastic changes need to occur for our country to be able to move forward into the future. And I have some great ideas, and I am positive that I would be able to see these through to accomplishment, so that way our country can become even stronger than it ever was in its past. So, like any politician, you first have to consider, when you've got these big brain ideas, how are you going to pay for all this stuff, huh? Where's this money going to come from? All right, so idea number one. First off, we need to start a nationwide lottery. We'll call it the USA Lottery. We'll call it anything you like. It's just like Powerball, exactly the same. Same payout structure, same buy-in, same everything. But here's where we need to be different than other politicians in the past. We need to be upfront. We need to be honest with people, right? So, in this lottery, after the cost of all overhead is taken care of, you have what could be considered profit, right? So that profit needs to be divided 50-50. 50% will go to the jackpot, which will pay out to the people just like any other Powerball game would. And the other 50% is going to the United States of America to help fund it. So basically what I'm saying is, for every $2 spent, $1 is going towards the jackpot, $1 is going towards helping your country. So that 50% that's going to the United States government, what are we going to do with that, right? All right, so of that 50%, 25% I propose would go towards paying down the national debt, and the other 75% would go towards funding the United States government and all of these big brain programs that I can come up with, all right? So that's going to open up a large income stream for this country. Secondly, what I would also propose is that the United States of America legalize, in all aspects, marijuana. And the federal government needs to tax the crap out of that. Absolutely. The federal government needs to collect a ton of revenue off of it, because it's a choice, just like alcohol or cigarettes or anything else. It's a choice that every adult American has the right to make. And as such, the United States government should be able to reap in some benefit from that and help pay for programs. Now, also, in legalizing marijuana, it can't just be like any other industry has gone since the beginning of time. We can't just open it up and let big business, big pharma come in, take over, and run the whole things themselves. No, we can't allow that. So what we need to do is we'll need to put limits on the size of growing plots. We need to put limits on the amount that growing plots can output. So that way we can make it more of a mom and pop industry around the nation, rather than a big company format, which is what we want to avoid at all costs. And also, we also need to be concerned about the American people and the health and the impact of this drug on the community. So we need to make sure that it's absolutely 100% all organic, all natural, all straight from the earth. No added chemicals of any type, just straight organic marijuana. Size limitation, so that way every citizen who wants to contribute can contribute. And so that's another way that we can raise a great deal of money to help this country. Now, so we've raised a bunch of free money here with these programs. So what do we want to do with it, right? So the number one problem that this country has is unemployment, correct? We want every citizen to be productive. We want every citizen to contribute. We want every citizen to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, right? So here's what I propose that we do. One of the largest problems that this country faces is its electrical infrastructure. It's old. It's almost 100 years old in some places at this point. It needs to be fortified. It needs to be changed. It needs to be upgraded. It needs to be replaced entirely with technology fitting for the 21st century and beyond, not the 19th century. So we need to take all these people who are on unemployment. We need to give them a choice, right? Hey, come with us. Oh, you don't know anything about electricity? That's cool. It's cool. We're going to teach you about it, all right? Come with us. You want a job? No? It sounds too hard? Oh, that's cool. No problem. I got a solution for you, too. You're now done with unemployment, right? We want to put these people back to work. We don't want them to sit there and milk the United States government and every hardworking taxpayer for every cent that they have, right? So we put them back to work or we cut them off unemployment. Pretty simple choice. And people can learn new skills that'll last them the rest of their life. Keep them employed, keep them happy. So along with this initiative of rebuilding the country's electrical infrastructure is we need to make sure that we're switching at this time to green, clean, sustainable energy that we can sustain for 100 years, 1,000 years, without ever having to worry about pollution or where it's coming from or anything like that. So we want to use hydroelectric power. We want to use solar power. We want to use wind power, and if it's feasible, geothermal and any other type of truly natural, clean energy that we can come up with, right? So the easiest probably is solar energy. We can put out small, economical solar panels, and we can put them on practically everything. We can put them on street corners. We can put them on houses. We can put them on the roofs of gas stations, businesses, all over the place, right? And that's what this unemployed workforce is going to help us with. Now, along with that, most major car makers have already pledged that they're going to switch to all electric fleets in the future. Well, something that we need to do to help out all Americans is we need to make sure that those plug-ins, those electrical connections to the cars that refuel them, replenish them, that they're all standardized, right? Right now, we've got every kind of car maker coming out with their own plug. What good is that doing anyone? It's doing no one any good. It has to be standardized throughout the United States and throughout the world even. So that way, power can be given freely to these vehicles that would need it. All right. So I've touched on a couple of ways that we can raise some new money for this country, and I've touched on one of the ways that we can begin to spend this money to try to repair this country and move it forward. I think that's all that we want to get into today. And join us again for our next live session, which is going to be on Monday, February 15th at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So set your dials, kids, and tune in for that. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.